Hi everybody. So this is Fozy, sorry, from Kashmiri Curry Kitchen. Today we are going to do two very simple side accompaniments to curries and naans and stuff like that when you're having a nice Indian meal. So we're going to do a raita, which is a yogurt based cucumber, tomato and onion side dish and mint based sauce. And we're also going to do a chili chutney, which will go with a lot of samosas, a bit hotter. And it's a sauce which you can use for a lot of stuff and you can freeze well, which I'll go through in a bit. Okay, so the simplest raita. This is really, really easy. So you start with some cucumber. So I'm just going to literally just dice the cucumber. You can do it as small and as big as you want to. You know, you can take it. So let's have a look. So that's fine for me. So I'm just going to do about half a cucumber. Just slice it down. And again, you could do, a vast quantity of this. It's really good with rice, biryanis, and stuff like that. We don't tend to have curries with biryanis. We tend to have more of a raita dish. Okay, so there's about half cucumber roughly. Sure, you could all get it a bit nicer than that. Right, pop that into a clean bowl, which has got a bit of water inside it. Pop it into a bowl. This is the mixing bowl. Okay, right, and then a couple of tomatoes, and again your quantities could vary depending what you want, what you like, I should say. So you've got one. And I'm also going to add some red onion to this. So some people will have raw onion and some people don't like raw onion. So that really is an optional thing. You can just leave it at cucumber and tomato if you wanted to. But I said red onion does give it a nice sweetness and it gives a bit of a crunch. So it's entirely up to you if you want to use the onion or not. I said that is definitely optional. Okay. I wouldn't really use white onion as much. I'm sure I have done it in the past. I think that's an equal sort of mix. I don't need to do the other half of the tomato, so give it like an equal bit. Okay, so now I'm going to do about a quarter of red onion. You don't need more than that. Quite strong for this amount. And again, just dice it up. Okay, pop that into the bowl. So you've got three things in there. As I said, onions optional, but otherwise you've got cucumber, tomato and red onions into here. So what we're going to do next, right, is we're going to add some plain yogurt. Now I've got two styles. I've got Greek fat yogurt and I've got another plain yogurt with it. It doesn't matter. It's your own personal choice what you want to do. So things that don't stress over which yogurt you have to buy. You can do low fat, fat free, Greek yogurt, whatever takes your fancy. Okay. So I'm going to put, most of this is a 500 gram tub, so I'm going to put most of that in. Let's have a look. And I'm also, so people go, what's in raita? You know what? The simplest ingredient, mint sauce. Just any brand mint sauce, that you put on a lamb thing on a Sunday dinner. So I'll do about a couple of tablespoons worth of mint sauce. Okay. Right, stir that through because we want to see what the colour looks like. You can add more or you can add less. It really is entirely up to you. Yeah, that's probably the right amount actually for this. I'm just going to add the last little bit of yoghurt in there, to be honest, make it a little bit more runny. Some people add a little bit of water or a bit of milk just to loosen it. Totally your preferences. This is fine for me. I would have it like this. Right, to give it a bit of seasoning. This is a bit sort of plain at the moment. So we would add some salt. So probably about sprinkling, not even a quarter of a teaspoon of salt there. And we also tend to use what we call our secret ingredient is whole garam masala, which is, I bought the packet out to show you. So it's a blend of coriander and cumin and various other spices. You can do a homemade version or you can buy it in the shop. And I've just ground that up in a coffee grinder. And we're just going to add probably about a teaspoon of that to it. Just lift it up a little bit, gives it a bit more flavour. Right. that is a nice simple side dish to a biryani, to samosas, any curry, any rice dishes. This is really, really good. And if you've got a curry that's too hot, again, you can make this and it's a perfect side dish. So we can put that into here and you can see how good does that look. Okay, so that's one. Okay, right, perfect. Right, nicely done. Okay, the second, I said it's really, really easy. The second side thing we're going to do is, this is a bit more labour intensive, as in like takes 2 more minutes. So we tend to make a batch of chutney sauce. We don't tend to make just enough for one bowl. So a lot of this will go back into the freezer. You know, you've prepared it, you can use it for so many different events. So proper chilli chutney. So I've got a bunch of fresh coriander. This is actually half a bunch of mint. And we've got the smallest green chilies. These are hot. Don't forget, the smaller you go with the chili, the hotter they are. So I usually use around about 20 chilies in this base, okay? So it's quite hot. And I'm actually going to use a couple of garlics as well to bring it out. Okay, to give it a little bit of extra flavour. So what we're going to do, probably the hardest part is going to be the mint. Mint takes a little bit of time. So this has been washed. My coriander bunch has been washed. So I'm going to shred it down. Now you see this bit, this is really good for a curry sauce, base of a curry sauce, all the stock. Never ever wasteful. I tend to mix it all together, so we're going to use most of this bunch. I have to get water. I need to get some water in a second. Right, might need 2. Okay. So I'm going to put that into a coffee blender. Literally most of that bunch will go in without trying to spill it everywhere. Right. Okay, right, so that's the first bit. Right, what I've got here is 20, I said I've counted these, I know there's 20 green chilies, roughly chopped. You don't need to cut them down because the blender will do that job for you. So, there you go. You can do less chilies if you don't want a hot kick, don't forget. Throw my 2 garlics in. And with the mint, you do have to take it off the stalk, unfortunately. This is probably the most fiddliest part. So, hopefully, we shall zoom past this and get it in there. So literally half a bunch chopped up, as in taken off. I think I've seen tricks on, you see little tricks online where it's they put the mint stalks going through coriander holes and stuff like that. The colander, I should say colander bowls, and it's quite interesting. I've never tried that trick, but I think just taking it off is just as easy. It's just a little bit faffy, but you get there in the end. And this mint is so fresh, it smells so good. It's a really nice fresh smell. Okay, we are nearly there. So, I mean, this jug does look full, but by the time we blitz it down, it really will be a paste. So, my husband is filming this and he's just laughing at me. Hopefully you'll edit this bit. Okay, right, what do we do on that? Right, so half a bunch. So we've got a full bunch of coriander, fresh coriander, half a bunch of mint, fresh mint, and about 20 green chilies in here, and a couple of garlics. Okay, right, I need to go and get a jug of water. Pause it. So we've got some water in a jug here. So what I'm going to do is pour the water sort of probably about a third of the way up, just enough just to allow it to blitz. A little bit more. So probably about 150 mils of water there. Right, I'm going to give it a good go of blitzing. Okay. That's a little bit popped up. Right, okay, so we should have, when I get the lid off. So I'm not going to pour it, or shall I? I'll pour it out here so you can see it. So now, what we tend to do is put it in the, you can put this into freezer bags and stuff like that. You can do, you're not going to use all of this, don't forget. There's still some there, I'll probably use about a third of this. And you can put it into little batch freezer bags and take it out when you need it, sort of thing, okay, because it does make a quantity. And so it's usually for like dinner parties and, you know, when you're having samosas and stuff like that, and chutneys, and pakoras is really good with and stuff. So again, I've got another, this is a low-fat live yogurt. So I've just put that into a bowl here. So, again. Okay, right, so what we need to do is probably grab, about, don't forget, it has got 20 chilies in it. This is hot, okay? So if you don't like it hot, just use less, okay? So it just depends on how hot you like this. Mix it through. And because of the heat, I mean, everybody has their own little ingredients they like to add into a chili chutney. Mine is actually adding a little bit more mint sauce because it gives a nice bit of sweetness. Some people will add sweet chili as well. So I'll add to, once it's made, I will add a couple of tablespoons of the mint sauce. So it balances the heat a little bit. So you've got that. So this is hot. This really, really is hot. Now, obviously, you will need to season this as well. Okay, really, really important to season. Okay. So, again, salt is needed. Okay. Probably about a teaspoon of salt. And again, check seasoning. And add more yogurt if it's too hot. This is stuff you've got to work out what you prefer. Salt and, of course, the garam masala. Definitely add some of the freshly ground garam masala. Okay, a little bit more of that in there. So the only thing you would need to adjust is the seasoning, salt, and maybe more yogurt if it's too hot, or add some more chutney if it's too mild. So it's just a matter of tinkering it a little bit, and you will end up with a really nice chili chutney, chili yogurt. And that goes perfect with samosas, as I said. So you've got, what have we made? So there's the chili yogurt, and you've got raita. Sort of thing. So let's get that cleared up. There you go. Perfect. Nice, simple. That, I said, we can freeze away. This will last in the fridge 3 to 4 days easily, sort of thing. So I've had it even in the fridge for a week and had it, so it's not a problem. Hope you've taken some inspiration from that, and we'll see you next time.